Just come over here. You can face the vehicle. Face the vehicle. And put your hands behind your back. You're being placed under arrest, okay?
Or slap or how?
No, she just slapped us.
Slap, I guess.
Okay.
She grabbed my hat, she bent it,
Okay.
and we told her to leave. And I guess when she left, she took my phone with her.
Okay.
And when she came out here, she shattered my front windshield, my driver's side windshield.
All right.
We didn't want to touch anything so you guys could see it.
All right, good.
Everybody inside saw her.
You know what she broke it with?
Huh?
You know what she broke it with?
I
Like a
don't know.
rock?
I haven't touched anything. I want you guys to look at it.
Okay.
This is not. This is you do something like this to someone.
No, for sure, man.
Like, this is not even my car. This is my grandparents that let me use it.
Okay.
And secondly, like, you don't go and slap someone.
Yeah, for sure. She throw a drink on you?
Yeah,
too?
she opened up a beer and threw it at me.
Okay.
She kept saying, she's like, "Oh, hit me, hit me, hit me," and I would never raise my hand on a woman, so I was like,
No, I get you, man.
I stood there and just took it, man.
I get it, bro. How long have you guys been apart?
We barely started dating a month
ago?
and I had broken up with her a couple days back.
Oh, okay, just a couple days ago. How'd you know you were here? If this is your buddy's house? Oh, okay, from your social media or what?
No, just like the phone.
Ah, okay.
It's like a thing you forget.
It's like the
about.
iPhone thing? Yeah. I get you.
And she didn't even knock to go inside. She just opened up and walked in.
Just came in. Did you know if she was supposed to be in town tonight? Like, did she say anything, or you hear anything, or?
Oh, she just said she was at home.
Oh, no, I get it. I agree. Unfortunately, it happens a lot, but I agree with you. It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to explain to my grandparents what happened. I'm gonna have to pay for my hat and everything.
Yeah, for sure, man. What would you estimate the value of that window, bro? I know it's not gonna be exact, but it's gotta go on the report.
I paid for my other truck. I had paid $150 to fix the windshield.
$150.
That's
Cool.
this hat was $360.
$360. What brand's the hat?
This is a. Can I borrow your flashlight? It's a cinch. Oh, right there. There we go.
Cinch Raptor.
The victim begins explaining exactly what happened before officers arrived. He tells them that his ex-girlfriend unexpectedly entered the house without knocking, confronted him in front of everyone inside, and slapped him across the face. During the argument, she also grabbed and bent his expensive hat before taking his cell phone as she left. According to him, the situation didn't end there. Once outside, she allegedly picked up a rock and smashed the windshield of the vehicle he was using, causing even more damage. The officers carefully question him to establish the timeline of events. They ask how she struck him, whether any objects were used, and who witnessed the incident. The victim explains that several people inside the house saw everything happen. He also points out that the damaged vehicle actually belongs to his grandparents, making the situation even more difficult because he now has to explain the damage to them. He adds that during the confrontation, she repeatedly tried to provoke him by encouraging him to hit her, but he chose not to respond physically and instead asked his friends to remove her from the house. As the interview continues, the officers ask how the woman knew where he was. He explains that she still had access to his live phone location through an iPhone location sharing feature, allowing her to find him. He also tells the officers that they had only dated for about a month and had broken up just a few days earlier.
I found her.
They found it?
Yeah, that's what I put in the card.
See if she answers the phone and see if she can bring the phone back. I think we have the PC to just do it now.
Yeah.
See if she might answer it, and then if we can get her to bring the phone back because of the fact that it just happened right now. If she was here on scene, she would have been going to jail like immediately. So see if maybe that's the case. If she answers, that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to get her, since she's young and stuff. Maybe she'll freak out and be like, okay, I'll be right there with the phone. Tell her, hey, like, it's LCPD, you gotta bring the phone back, you're gonna get in trouble. That's what I was trying to. She was not answering your phone, but that's what I was trying to get a hold of her, so we can just tell her, hey, we're here. If you don't bring the phone back, you're gonna get in trouble. She was anyways, regardless, but I would like her to come back, and then we'll take her in.
We can't tell her, like, the cops are asking for the phone.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Ask her.
If there's a way to message her, I don't think you'll be able to until she like accepts your request. I'll try to give it a few more calls. Her name's Paola, right?
Hello?
Is this Paola?
Who's this?
This is Officer Rodriguez at Las Cruces Police Department. Ma'am, you need to bring the phone back or you're gonna get in really big.
I'm sorry.
After gathering the victim's statement, the officers shift their focus to recovering the stolen phone and locating the suspect. Since the phone is worth more than $1,000, they know the case could become much more serious if it isn't returned. Rather than immediately searching for the woman, the officers first try to resolve the situation peacefully by calling her and giving her a chance to bring the phone back voluntarily. When she doesn't answer the first few calls, the officers continue trying. Eventually, she picks up the phone, and an officer immediately identifies himself and explains why he's calling. He tells her that she is currently under investigation for taking the phone and warns that keeping it could result in felony-level charges because of its high value. Instead of threatening her, the officer gives her a clear opportunity to avoid making the situation worse by returning to the scene with the phone. During the conversation, the woman asks if there is any way they can work something out, but the officer explains that the priority is returning the property. She then tries to change the subject by accusing her ex-boyfriend of possessing illegal drugs and says she was planning to tell his family. The officer calmly tells her that those allegations are separate from the current investigation. If she believed another crime had occurred, she should have reported it to the police instead of taking his phone and damaging his property. Legally, this is an important moment in the investigation. The officers already have statements from the victim and witnesses, along with evidence of the damaged vehicle and the missing phone. By contacting the suspect directly, they are giving her a chance to cooperate before seeking additional charges. Returning the phone would not erase the alleged assault or property damage, but refusing to return it could strengthen the case against her and lead to even more serious criminal consequences. Throughout the call, the officers remain calm, professional, and focused on resolving the situation without unnecessary escalation.
To come back. We'll be here for another few, so just let me know. I have her on the line. She answered your phone. You want to press charges for the phone? If she brings it back, she's going to be on her way back. It's up to you.
I want to press charges for everything, man.
You want to press charges for everything?
How about when she walked in?
And she
What
walked
is he
into
gonna do about that?
If she had broken the door, so that's trespassing at this point, since the door was unlocked.
Yeah, because it was unlocked and everything. Everything was closed and she just walked in straightly.
Yeah, so if she would have broken the door or something, that would be like a felony breaking and entering. Or if she would have,
So as of right now, it's just trespassing.
it's just trespass because
Okay.
the door was unlocked.
No, yeah, you
because
guys, I just wanted to
yeah,
ask
the breaking and entering has to be she has to it's in the words, she has to break to enter the
Yeah.
property, or that's a felony, or also burglary, which would be you get into a vehicle or into a home to commit a theft or a felony. So that'll be a felony.
Yeah, I
so.
just wanted to ask.
Yeah. At this point, since the door was unlocked, it's just whose is this house?
It's my friends. You want me
It's
to
your
call her
Do you want to
out?
call outside?
Yeah, give us a second. But I just wanted to ask real quick. Give me a second. Can you step out first, please? Just come over here. You could face the vehicle.
I'm sorry.
Face the vehicle. And put your hands behind your back.
After speaking with the suspect on the phone, the officers ask the victim an important question: whether he wants to pursue charges for the stolen phone. Without hesitation, he tells them that he wants to press charges for everything that happened, including the assault, the damaged windshield, the destroyed hat, and the phone that was taken. The officers then begin explaining how the law applies to each part of the incident. One officer clarifies that although the woman entered the house without permission, the front door was unlocked and she didn't force her way inside. Because of that, the incident does not legally qualify as breaking and entering or burglary. Instead, it is treated as criminal trespassing. The officer explains that burglary generally requires someone to unlawfully enter a property with the intent to commit a crime, while breaking and entering usually involves forcing entry by damaging a door, window, or another part of the building. Since neither of those conditions appears to be present, the appropriate charge is trespassing. As the officers finish discussing the legal details with the victim, they receive word that the female suspect has agreed to return to the scene with the phone. A few moments later, she arrives and is immediately instructed to hand the phone over. Before asking any questions, the officers safely detain her by placing her in handcuffs. This is standard police procedure because they already have probable cause based on the victim's statement, witness accounts, and the evidence of the damaged property. Legally, this moment marks the transition from an investigation to an arrest. By this point, officers have gathered enough evidence to believe multiple crimes may have occurred. Recovering the phone is only one part of the case. The alleged assault, property damage, and trespassing are all being investigated separately, and returning the phone does not automatically erase those offenses. With the suspect now in custody, officers can begin hearing her side of the story while preserving all the evidence needed for the criminal investigation.
Tell me your side of everything. What's going on tonight?
Sorry. So I just found out he was cheating.
Okay. How long you guys been together?
Like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Okay.
And some guy texted me, one of his friends texted me that he was cheating, and I came. And I saw them and I got mad.
Okay. How'd you know it was here?
I had his location. He had sent it to me.
I got you. And then what happened when you got here?
Well, I saw them, and well, I was mad, and I just stared at him for a little, and then I slapped him.
Okay. Did you go inside, or you came outside, or?
I went inside.
Okay. Do you know any of these people here, or just him?
Him and his friends.
And his buddy. Okay. So what happened inside? You slapped him, and then?
And we just argued, and he was gonna put his hands on me, but his friend stopped him from doing it.
Okay.
And I went outside, and I just left, and I got mad, and
Okay. What happened with the phone? How'd you end up with the phone?
I had taken it away because he has pictures that I don't need him to have.
Okay, I got you. What happened with the car in the driveway?
I got mad, and
I got you. So, pictures was the reason for the phone, and then you're mad about the car. How many times did you hit him?
just once.
Just once. Did it cause him to bleed? You know?
Yeah.
So you're going to be charged with battery against a household member, criminal damage to property of a household member times 2 for his hat and the vehicle. And you're going to be charged with deprivation of property of a household member because you took his phone, okay? So those are 4 misdemeanor charges, none of them are felony level right now. You have any questions for me right now?
He's pressing charges.
The state presses charges in domestic violence, so even if he didn't want to or did want to, it wouldn't be up to him, it'd be up to the state. And that's
After being placed in handcuffs, the woman is given an opportunity to explain what happened from her perspective. She tells the officer that she recently discovered her boyfriend had been cheating on her after one of his friends contacted her. Upset by what she learned, she used the location he had previously shared with her to find out where he was. When she arrived at the house and saw him with another woman, she admits that she lost her temper. As the interview continues, the officer asks her to describe exactly what she did. She openly admits that she walked inside the house, confronted him, and slapped him during the argument. She also explains that after leaving the house, she became angry again and took his cell phone because she didn't want him to keep certain photos stored on it. When asked about the damaged vehicle, she acknowledges that she acted out of anger, effectively admitting that she was responsible for damaging the car as well. Rather than accusing her or arguing with her, the officer calmly asks follow-up questions to confirm the timeline and compare her statements with the evidence already collected. This is a normal part of any criminal investigation. Officers try to obtain voluntary statements from both sides so they can determine exactly what happened before completing the case report. In this situation, many of her admissions match the victim's account and the physical evidence found at the scene. Legally, emotions such as jealousy or discovering a partner has been unfaithful do not provide a legal defense for assault, damaging someone else's property, or taking their belongings. Even if someone feels betrayed, the law expects disputes to be handled peacefully rather than through violence or retaliation. By admitting that she slapped the victim, took his phone, and damaged the vehicle, the woman provides investigators with important evidence that can be used alongside witness statements and the physical damage already documented by the officers.
Yeah, with Lake and Dixon. Hold the window down.
I'm boy's mama.
Hey, all right, turn the car off.
I'm the boy's mama.
What boy?
My kids. I'm going home
I don't
to
know
my
who
kids.
your boy is.
Well,
I need your drive. Hey,
my
stop!
kids is?
Stop!
Dude, you can't drive out this car. Me in the middle of the street then. In the middle of the street then. That's what you did. You me in the middle of the street. Me in the middle of the street. You me in the middle of the street. Yeah, you me in the middle of the street. Let my car go. You me in the middle of the street.
Stand the ground!
No, I'm not standing on the ground. You kill me in the middle of the street. That's what you're doing. Kill me in the middle of the street. Kill me in the middle of the street. You fake ass cop. Kill me in the middle of the street. No, you don't need no unit. You trying to kill me in the middle of the street. Kill me in the middle of the street.
Just send me some units. Give me.
My kids is waiting on me. Y'all trying to kill me in the middle of the street? Yeah.
All right, Randy, you can move.
Yeah, y'all did that. Kill me in the middle of the street.
So it wasn't a traffic stop.
It was a
You
traffic
tried to
stop.
kill me in the middle of the street.
She took off, and then she stopped right in traffic.
No, I didn't stop.
Her
We
car right
crashed.
there.
No.
Just tried driving off.
Kill me in the middle of the street. Kill me in the middle of the street. That's what y'all did. Kill me in the middle of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there. It rear-ended another car. I think that white Chevy.
Okay. So if the two of you want to go ahead and move her back in.
Yeah.
Kill me in the middle of the street.
All right. Bring the legs in.
Y'all
Yes.
did that. Y'all in the middle of the street?
I'm good.
As more deputies arrive, they begin piecing together exactly what happened during the traffic stop. The primary deputy explains that the driver initially refused to pull over, then stopped in the middle of the roadway before attempting to drive away again when he approached the vehicle. He also tells the other officers that she continued resisting after finally stopping, making it necessary to remove her from the car for everyone's safety. While officers are discussing the incident, another deputy notices that the woman's vehicle has rolled forward and collided with a white Chevy that was stopped at the traffic light. The deputies immediately recognize that the crash happened because the vehicle was left running during the struggle. They quickly check the scene, confirm which vehicle was hit, and begin documenting the collision as part of the investigation. Meanwhile, the woman continues shouting that officers are trying to harm her and insists she did nothing wrong. Despite her repeated accusations, the deputies remain focused on the facts. They safely place her into the patrol vehicle, ask if she has any injuries, and continue securing the scene before moving on to the crash investigation. Legally, once a suspect actively resists a lawful detention, officers are allowed to use reasonable force to gain control and prevent the person from driving away. The collision that occurred during the arrest also becomes part of the official investigation, requiring officers to document the damage, identify the vehicles involved, and determine whether any additional traffic violations or criminal charges may apply. Throughout the incident, the deputies prioritize public safety while preserving evidence for the case.
In the car. Bro, stop pushing me up. Stop pushing me up.
Put your legs in the car.
Stop. You already killed me. What I need a price for? Give me a deal. Stop. Give me a deal. Stop picking me up. Give me a deal. Give me a deal. Give me a deal. Y'all got y'all. Give me a gift. Give me a gift. Put y'all weak asses. Give me a gift. No, tu es no me te la tu es ma car. Tu es ma car. Ba tu es ma car. Bam dam no. Tu es ma car. Tu es ma car. Tu es ma car. Tu es ma car. Ni na machine ni na ciel là tout côté tu es ma car. Tu es ma car. Tu es déjà. Tout police, tout mon Haïti, tout mon frère. Everybody y'all seen this Oh, y'all killing me.
Forgot. I keep one in my pocket.
Yeah. You can't keep nothing in your pocket. You get me already. Fuck you mean? That shit been happening.
Alright, Jake, you gonna put her in? Yeah. Okay.
Even after being placed inside the patrol vehicle, the woman refuses to calm down. She continues yelling at the deputies, claiming they have already hurt her and repeatedly accusing them of treating her unfairly. At one point, she says everyone witnessed what happened and insists that officers are the ones responsible. Despite her emotional outbursts, the deputies avoid arguing with her and remain focused on safely completing the arrest. As officers prepare her for transport, one deputy notices that she still has an item in her pocket. For safety reasons, they immediately remove it. This is standard procedure during any arrest because officers must make sure a detainee is not carrying anything that could be used to harm themselves, harm others, or destroy evidence while being transported. Meanwhile, the deputies briefly discuss the incident among themselves. One officer mentions that he received a minor cut on his hand during the struggle, while another deputy continues securing the woman inside the patrol car. Throughout the encounter, the officers stay professional, speaking calmly to each other while making sure every step of the arrest is properly documented. From a legal standpoint, officers are allowed to conduct a search of an arrested person's pockets before transport. This search is known as a search incident to arrest and is intended to protect both the suspect and the officers. Even though the woman continues resisting verbally, the deputies avoid escalating the situation and instead follow standard arrest procedures, ensuring that the scene remains safe before moving on to the next stage of the investigation.
Her car rear-ended a white Chevy right here at the light.
In the right lane?
Yeah, it was right here in the right lane. They were stopped at the red light.
And she just went right into him?
Well, she was like, so I'm leaving. So I was like, ripped her out of the car, so I was at the door. And then her car obviously kept rolling.
Let me explain that to her and see what she wants.
Is that girl that you had up on the screen or up?
I think so, yes. Hey, I got that, the black female's ID in this car. Do you want me to search his car? I didn't want to you up. It's up to you, whatever you need me to do. Okay, go. Alright, there's like open containers and shit in here. Alright. Alright. Randy, you want to help me search the car? I just gotta get pictures of like the open containers. What? I don't have my fucking my work stuff. How do I pop the drum? This? That's not it. Is this a stolen car?
Burn me with everybody. Burn me with the firefighters and the pigs. Burn me with them. My face busted. Y'all already made me ugly. Burn me with them. Burn. Baby, burn. Burn, baby, burn.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, what's your name?
I don't have a name.
You don't have a name? Okay. Can I see your face?
You don't need to see my face. It's already busted up.
Do you not want our help?
No, you can and all your fellow officers.
I'm not an officer, ma'am.
Okay, well, wherever you are, you can be with them.
He's gonna be good.
Huh?
He's gonna be good.
She's gonna be going to CJ, but under a big red.
Listen, y'all already did that. Y'all already did all of that. Y'all been doing it. Y'all been doing it. Y'all been doing it.
She is hobbled, so it's like limits her movements.
Hey Nick, while I'm on the topic, do we know who she is?
I think she's
Y'all don't know who I am.
based on her.
Y'all don't know who I am.
Alright, sure.
Y'all already done did everything.
Just so you can get her vote.
It's okay.
Can we get her just out so she's not in that position to get numbers on her? Yeah.
Don't get me up in the car. Burn me.
As emergency medical personnel arrive, they attempt to check on the woman's condition before taking her to the hospital. However, she refuses to cooperate from the very beginning. She repeatedly tells the paramedics that she doesn't want any medical treatment and continues claiming that officers have already injured her. Instead of answering basic medical questions, she insists that everyone should simply leave her alone. The paramedic calmly asks for her name and tries to examine her face for any visible injuries, but she refuses to provide information and becomes increasingly argumentative. She says she doesn't have a name and accuses everyone at the scene of being against her. Even after being told that the medical team is separate from law enforcement, she continues refusing to cooperate and repeats that she doesn't want anyone touching her. Meanwhile, the deputies discuss her condition and explain that she is wearing a restraint around her legs because she continues kicking and resisting. Since she is unable or unwilling to move safely on her own, officers decide to reposition her so she can be transported without causing injury to herself or others. Throughout the encounter, both deputies and paramedics remain calm, avoiding confrontation while continuing to monitor her condition. Legally, once someone has been arrested and appears to have been involved in a physical struggle, officers have a duty to ensure that person is medically evaluated if necessary. Even when a detainee refuses treatment, emergency medical personnel must still assess whether the individual is capable of making that decision and whether any serious injuries require immediate attention. This is done to protect both the person's health and the officers from overlooking a potentially dangerous medical condition before transport to jail.
My dear, is there any way you can use your legs?
Any way y'all could unloose my arm? Oh, okay. Y'all can't unloose my arm. I can't unloose my leg. Y'all won't break it?
Let's get her up. Alright, dear. I'm ready to get some vitals on you, okay?
No, you're not getting no vitals on me. Kill me right here on the floor.
Just really quick.
Kill me right here on the floor.
Sure, want to do that. We want to help you, dear.
She's wedging her foot in between.
I don't need your help. Kill me right here on land.
That's what I was like. Once we get the leverage of just pulling her foot out,
Please do
but you
not
got to come up,
touch
out,
me. I just told you guys, do not touch me. I'm an adult. I do not authorize none of you guys to touch me.
You are in custody.
I'm not authorized none of you guys to touch me.
Noted. On body camera.
Your body camera is not even working. It wasn't working when you attempted to pull me over and you're not a real officer.
You're right. I'm a sheriff. You are going to JFK. I can tell you, you're a little. Yeah, I'm gonna get arrested.
Y'all could do whatever y'all want. Y'all gonna do it? It's illegally. So it is what it is.
What'd you take today?
Nothing. So
Come on.
it is alright.
This isn't just Hennessy.
It is what it is. Take it. Take all that shit. Cause y'all know y'all learn. Y'all know y'all learn. No, I'm not gonna do no shit to take my handcuffs. Take my handcuffs off. Take my handcuffs off.
Wait, this is a traffic stop or accident?
Take my handcuffs off.
Traffic stop. When I pulled her out of the
Nah,
car,
you didn't have no. What traffic stop you had?
her car continued
What
forward.
traffic stop you had? What probable cause you had? What was your probable cause? Your body cam was your problem. I followed you. You followed me. I get from behind you. You get behind me for what? I didn't do anything to you. So take my handcuffs off.
You'd be willing to listen.
Nah, forget the willing to listen.
As paramedics continue trying to examine the woman, she repeatedly refuses medical treatment and tells everyone not to touch her. Even though the medical team explains they only want to check her condition, she insists that she does not consent to any examination and continues arguing with both deputies and paramedics. Because she is still restrained and unable to safely move on her own, officers carefully assist her while trying to avoid causing any unnecessary discomfort. The woman then begins questioning the deputies about their authority. She claims the deputy's body camera was not working during the traffic stop and repeatedly says he is not a real law enforcement officer. The deputy briefly responds, identifying himself as a sheriff's deputy, but avoids getting pulled into a lengthy argument. Instead, officers remain focused on getting her safely transported for medical clearance before taking her to jail. As the conversation continues, the woman repeatedly demands that her handcuffs be removed before she will answer any questions. She also asks what probable cause officers had for stopping her in the first place. Rather than debating the issue on the roadside, the deputy explains that they are trying to ensure she is medically okay before continuing with the arrest process. Throughout the encounter, officers remain calm despite her constant accusations and refusal to cooperate. From a legal perspective, officers do not have to remove handcuffs simply because an arrested person requests it. Once someone has been lawfully placed under arrest, handcuffs are commonly used to protect the suspect, officers, and everyone else at the scene. Likewise, officers are not required to argue probable cause during an active arrest. Any challenge to the legality of the stop or arrest is decided later through the court system, not during the roadside encounter. If the initial stop was supported by reasonable suspicion, such as the deputy observing erratic driving, and the arrest was based on the driver's refusal to comply, resisting behavior, and the events that followed, the legality of those actions would ultimately be reviewed by the court. Looking at the overall incident, what began as a routine traffic stop quickly escalated because the driver repeatedly refused lawful commands, attempted to continue driving, physically resisted officers, and created additional danger when her unattended vehicle rolled into another car. Throughout the incident, deputies repeatedly gave verbal commands, called for backup, documented the crash, searched the vehicle, and ensured the driver received medical attention before transport. In the end, she was taken into custody and issued a notice to appear for resisting arrest without violence. The case serves as a reminder that remaining calm and complying during a traffic stop protects everyone involved, while any disagreement about the stop itself can be challenged later through the legal process rather than through resistance at the scene.
I don't have my phone to call nobody and they're not helping.
You understand what I'm saying?
They're not even letting me call anyone for help. They're just having me in the middle of the street.
That's no officer that don't have another car.
Y'all know y'all not fighting fair. Y'all know y'all not fighting fair. They got me out here like a fucking pig just like them.
We don't want
They got me in the middle of the street like a pig. Y'all can't take me to no hospital. I'm not going to no hospital. There is nothing was wrong with me to take me to no hospital. I took my kids to school this morning. I know I did. And then y'all involved with the police. I know y'all got people in there. The biggest boss is with the police. I know this. I know who's with the police. Y'all know the guy that raped me, who's with the police. The general, everybody's with the police. And the firemen, we know. We know. We know.
But she said something, she's like, I'm the boy's mom. I'm like, what's that even mean? Then she's like, I'm just going to leave. Well, good thing she wasn't wearing a seatbelt because I just pulled her off. But then, unfortunately, her car decides to go kiss another car.
I just got pulled over by the police on my way to work. Hold on. Yeah. Sitting in front of Dick and Gardner house. He was sitting right there, and then he seen me drive off, and then he followed me, saying that I don't got no license plate. Then he gonna look at my.
The confrontation quickly becomes more intense when the driver ignores the officer's instructions and walks toward the gas pump, saying she wants to fill her car with gas before dealing with the traffic stop. The officer immediately tells her to come back, explaining that the traffic stop must be completed first. Instead of following his commands, she repeatedly tells him not to touch her and demands another officer. She also says she wants to call her mother, who she claims is an attorney, before answering any questions. The officer remains calm and repeatedly asks for 3 basic documents that every driver is legally required to provide during a traffic stop: a driver's license, proof of insurance, and vehicle registration. Rather than handing over the documents, the woman continues arguing about why she was stopped. She insists the officer had no valid reason to pull her over and repeatedly interrupts him instead of complying with his requests. As the conversation continues, the officer gives her a clear warning. He tells her that if she refuses to identify herself or provide her driver's license, she could be arrested for obstructing the investigation. Instead of directly refusing, she says she will not speak any further until she talks to her mother and lawyer. She then calls her mother and begins describing the incident from her own point of view, claiming the officer followed her from her neighborhood without a legitimate reason. While speaking on the phone, she tells her mother that the temporary registration on her newly purchased car is still valid and insists she had been wearing her seatbelt before being stopped. She argues that the officer could not have clearly seen whether she was wearing one because she had a blanket covering part of her body. Throughout the phone call, the officer patiently waits and allows her to finish, but he still has not received the identification documents he requested several minutes earlier.
Can you stop moving? I'm trying to fix it so they don't hurt you, okay?
You just yanked me. What the f?
Hey, Richard, we'll have that way from our stop location.
Her phone call, the officer gives the driver one final opportunity to comply. He calmly tells her that if she does not hand over her driver's license, proof of insurance, and registration, she will be placed under arrest for obstructing the investigation. Instead of providing the documents, she continues arguing that the stop was illegal and demands a female officer. At that point, after several warnings and repeated refusals, the officer informs her that she is under arrest. As soon as the officer attempts to place her in handcuffs, the situation quickly escalates. The woman repeatedly pulls away, yells for the officer to stop touching her, and claims she was about to hand over her identification. She insists she is not resisting arrest, but her actions make it difficult for the officers to safely secure her. A second officer arrives to assist, and together they work to gain control without using more force than necessary. During the struggle, the officers repeatedly instruct her to stop pulling away and keep her hands still so the handcuffs can be applied safely. The woman continues saying she only wanted a female officer and believes the officer became aggressive without reason. The officers explain that a female officer can certainly conduct a search after the arrest, but that request does not prevent them from taking her into custody. Their immediate priority is safely completing the arrest before anything else. Once the handcuffs are secured, the officers help reposition her and try to make sure the cuffs are not causing unnecessary pain. One officer tells her to relax her hands so he can adjust the cuffs properly. Despite continuing to complain about how she is being treated, she eventually allows the officers to move her to a safer location while they wait for additional personnel. A female officer then arrives and begins speaking with the woman in a calm and professional manner. Instead of immediately taking action, she asks for the woman's last name and gives her an opportunity to explain what happened. The woman says she felt uncomfortable from the moment the traffic stop began and repeats that she had only asked for a female officer before providing any information. She claims the original officer became aggressive after she requested to call her mother, who is an attorney, before handing over her documents. From a legal standpoint, requesting a female officer is generally allowed for certain procedures, such as a personal search when practical. However, it does not give a driver the legal right to delay or refuse lawful orders during a traffic stop. Once an officer has probable cause or legal authority to make an arrest, the person must comply, even if they disagree with the officer's actions. Any claim that the arrest was unlawful or that excessive force was used is reviewed later through the legal system, not by resisting at the scene. In this case, the officers repeatedly attempted to gain voluntary compliance before making the arrest, which is an important factor when evaluating whether proper police procedures were followed.
Put this in there.
Yes.
She doesn't want it like it's falling off.
He didn't ask me for it.
He did ask you for your information.
When you came, but he didn't ask like when you first came.
Oh. Can I get your information now? What's your last name? What's your last name? Provide your information.
The female officer patiently listens as the driver explains her side of the story. The woman insists that she never intended to resist and says she simply wanted to call her mother, who is an attorney, before handing over her identification. She also repeats that she felt uncomfortable because the original officer had been parked near her home before initiating the traffic stop. Throughout the conversation, the female officer remains calm and allows her to speak without interruption. The officer then asks a simple but important question: whether the driver actually has a valid driver's license with her. The woman admits that she does have one, but it is not physically in her possession at the time. She also explains that she recently purchased the vehicle and had not yet completed the registration process because she planned to do it later that day at her workplace. In addition, she says she does not have proof of insurance available during the stop. As they continue talking, the female officer tries to reassure her that the situation can still be handled professionally if she cooperates. She even helps secure the woman's watch after noticing it was about to fall off during the arrest. Meanwhile, the officers continue asking for her personal information so they can properly identify her and complete the required paperwork. However, the woman remains emotional and repeatedly says she feels uncomfortable about how the arrest was handled. The female officer explains that they still need basic identifying information regardless of how the traffic stop began. She asks several times for the woman's last name, reminding her that officers cannot complete the investigation without confirming her identity. Instead of answering directly, the woman continues focusing on the earlier struggle and insists she was unfairly treated. The officer calmly explains that once a person is under arrest, officers must finish the identification process before deciding what happens next. Legally, every driver is generally required to identify themselves during a lawful traffic stop. Even if someone believes the stop was unfair or plans to challenge it later, refusing to provide identifying information can create additional legal problems. The proper place to dispute an officer's actions is in court through the legal process, not by refusing to cooperate during the investigation. Throughout this part of the encounter, the officers continue trying to de-escalate the situation while collecting the information necessary to complete the arrest and document the case. :
And I don't want to write the citation for you, but you don't have proof insurance, or you just don't have insurance? Like, do you have insurance, just not on you?
I don't have proof of it.
So,
I don't have it on me.
You think you can get an email maybe, or like a picture sent to you? I don't want to have to write a citation for you.
You can write it, and then when I go to court, yeah, I'll just show them that. So just make the process faster. Hurry up and do your job. I'll just provide it in.
Okay. And I am also sorry that we had to meet like this.
No, you're not sorry. I don't need that church apology. Don't fucking say shit else to me. Just don't say shit. That's what I'm doing. Hey? Huh? Don't tell me.